22nd pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Denver Nuggets select
G Hoops Dog.
What? What the fuck? I thought it was supposed to be me. They just called me.
Arizona going in this first
Oh my god, man. Fuck.
Alright, y'all. Welcome back to another video. Once again, this is my third video on this channel. I'm super excited to be talking about today's topic. Today's topic is actually going to be a very different one than the other two that I've talked about. Actually, when I begin this, there is one topic that I did cover, and that was KCP in that trade. And that was the first video. I'm basically going to be talking about the same thing today, but the draft is today. Today is Wednesday. I think today is the 25th, I believe, and today is the draft day. So what I'm going to be doing actually is I'm going to be recording myself reacting to the draft. But before I do that, and before the draft starts here in about 24 minutes, I kind of just want to go over some of the trades that have happened before the draft, and then when if a trade happens in the middle of the draft or whatever. Did I just say a draft? Okay, I said a trade. I meant to say a trade in between the draft. So when that happens, I want to be able to record myself and have a live reaction to the trade, and whatever happens. So yeah, like I was saying, I do want to talk about some of the trades that have happened before the draft, and then if any trades happen during the draft, I will go over them. So this should be a pretty fun video in my opinion. I think this will be pretty fun. I'm low-key kind of excited for the draft. As a Nuggets fan, I'm not super duper interested in this year's draft, but all the trades that have led up to today have been somewhat blockbuster, I would say, to be quite honest. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So now the first trade I actually want to talk about is the Desmond Bane, KCP, and Cole Anthony trade. Now the Magic gave up KCP and Cole Anthony, and that's when the Grizzlies gave Desmond Bane in return. Now in this trade, the Grizzlies got KCP, Cole Anthony, a 2025 first round pick, which is the 16th pick, the 2026 first round pick, and the 2028 first round pick, 2029 first round pick swap, and a 2030 first round pick. And the Magic in return got Desmond Bane. Now, if you ask me, I would say this trade was pretty even. I do, however, want to name a winner, because that's what I wanted to do in today's video, is name a winner for each trade that has happened so far. Now, while it's kind of hard to name a winner, the Grizzlies got a lot in return for Desmond Bane. I mean, a bunch of first round picks, and then Cole Anthony's not bad, and then like I already said, KCP, you know, questionable. It's very odd, it's very weird, whatever, but the Cole Anthony part of it kind of makes me excited for Cole Anthony, just to see what he can kind of do. Hopefully he gets to prove himself and just go crazy. On the Magic, he's always been a mid point guard, you know what I mean? He hasn't been above average or under average. He's just been right in the middle, which is lukewarm. So yeah, that trade is very odd, but the Magic get a top tier shooter and a top tier scorer in Desmond Bane. You know he's going to get 20 every night for you. So just adding him on top of that great already playoff team is perfect. Now, if you see the flashing light or whatever, I have the draft right here just loaded up. So if you see a bunch of like flickering lights or change of light pace, I already have the draft loaded up just in case something crazy happens. So like I was saying, you know, Desmond Bane goes to the Magic, then the Grizzlies get KCP, Cole Anthony, and a bunch of first round picks. Now, who won this trade? Who won this trade? The Magic won this trade. And I know a lot of people are going to go, well, what the fuck? I mean, the Grizzlies just got a bunch of first round picks, and they got Cole Anthony and KCP, who are two decent role players, and the Magic get just Desmond Bane. Now, before y'all say just Desmond Bane is a certified scorer. He will score for you. He will get you buckets. He's not a bad perimeter defender, and he's strong as fuck. Have you not seen the way this man is built? He is built like the fucking Hulk. He's built like a linebacker. So that's what I say when the Magic really got their guy in Paolo Banchero a couple years ago in the draft. Not a couple years ago, but they got Paolo Banchero, and then they got Jalen Suggs, and now they have Desmond Bane. And then on top of it, you got Franz Wagner. That is a top tier team. That is an elite team. The Magic are super happy with getting Desmond Bane, and I think it will be perfect for him, and I think it will be perfect for them. I think the trade was somewhat equal, kind of. I know the Grizzlies got a lot of picks, but those picks aren't always guaranteed to be bangers. So you never really know what's going to happen. The Grizzlies got a lot in return with draft stock and then, Cole Anthony and KCP. I understand, but at the same time, Desmond Bane has already proven himself to be a top tier scorer, and him going to the Magic is only going to make him better and make that team better. So that's who I think won. I think the Orlando Magic won that trade. Now, only 2 days later, the Pelicans ended up trading their 2026 first round pick in exchange for a 2025 first round pick, which I believe is the 23rd pick, and the draft rights to Mojave King. Now, this one's kind of iffy because this can work both ways. The Pacers can get a really good first round pick next year in next year's draft, and maybe it'll be high, or maybe the Pelicans will get a top tier player in this year's draft. Who knows? But my point is that the Pelicans did get a first round pick in this year's draft. Now, I don't know if a lot of you know, but this year's draft is, I would say, it's pretty stocked up. I mean, there's a lot of good young talent. The Pelicans can also try to trade up. You never know. They could try to trade Trey Murphy or Zion or some crazy shit, but they'll still have the 23rd pick, or they might trade it and use it to get somebody else. Who knows? Now, getting the draft rights to Mojave King, that's also not a bad thing as well. But I would say Mojave King is just a guy. I've seen him play in the G League Ignite. Haven't heard from him since. Hopefully he does good. But draft rights are very weird. The Nuggets did the same thing with Ismail Kamagate, I believe. He was a center from France. They never used him. They ended up trading him to the Thunder, and then the Thunder just never used him. And actually, I don't even know if it was the Thunder. If it wasn't, correct me if I was wrong. But Ismail Kamagate never turned out to be anything, and he never came into the NBA. So draft rights are kind of weird. It just depends on the player. It depends on where that player is from, and depends on if the team actually wants to keep him or not. Now, who won this trade? I would say the Pelicans. And I know that's kind of weird because these are draft picks, so nobody knows. But they did get a young player, Mojave King, who was playing in the G League Ignite. I've actually watched him play for the Ignite. He wasn't bad, and then now he's hooping overseas. So hopefully he comes to the NBA, pretty quick, and then joins the Pelicans. Maybe he can carve out a role with the team. Who knows? But this year's draft is very stocked, so the Pelicans getting a 23rd pick is actually pretty solid for them. And the Pacers getting a 2026 first round pick is not bad, but the Pelicans have a better chance to get somebody big and probably better this year because this draft year is pretty stocked. So I would say the Pelicans won this trade. Now, just 5 days later, a blockbuster trade was stowed upon us. And it was one hell of a trade, that's for sure. June 22nd, which is the day this took place, the Rockets got Kevin Durant, and the Rockets traded Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, a 2025 first round pick, which is the number 10th pick, and then a 2025 second round pick, number 59, and then two 2026 second round picks, a 2030 second round pick, and a 2032 second round pick. Now, if you ask me, that is a lot of draft capital that the Rockets just gave up. They gave up Jalen Green, and then they gave up Dillon Brooks, and in exchange they gave up KD. I mean, I don't know. That was a crazy trade. Did the Rockets overpay for KD, who is, I believe, 36 or 37, future editing? Correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you very much. But KD is a very old player, obviously. Still averaging above 23, I believe. He's still a perimeter lethal shooter, and he's still not bad, obviously. He's playing top tier basketball. Now, the thing is, they traded Jalen Green. That was the guy who really started the rebuild out, and they just didn't like how he's playing, shooting 30% from the field last year. He's just not good. And then Dillon Brooks, I don't understand why they gave up Dillon Brooks. I was kind of surprised by that, but at the same time, he is a key perimeter defender, and the Suns are probably like, yeah, we're going to need him. His value is pretty high right now. We need him. Now, I think the Rockets should have tried to keep Dillon Brooks. That I feel like he would have been a great player for them next year, especially with KD on the team. But we'll see what happens, I guess. Now, the question remains, who won that trade? A lot of people are going to say, I wouldn't say a lot of people. Some people would say the Suns won it because they got Jalen Green. And nobody really knows how he's going to play this year. Maybe he takes a step back. Maybe he just plays relaxed with Devin Booker. And maybe if they don't trade Bradley Beal, maybe he just chills out. Then Dillon Brooks is a pretty solid role player as well. And then they got a fuckload of picks as well. But at the same time, though, the Rockets got KD. We're talking about the Kevin Durant. So I would honestly say the Rockets won this trade. I know the Suns got a lot in return and stuff like that, but honestly, the Rockets getting KD was probably one of the best offseason moves we'll probably see for a little bit. Don't know what else is going to come about, but the Rockets getting KD was low-key clutch. They got their veteran guy who can average over 20 points per game, and he is I wouldn't say a leader, but he's vocal, obviously, letting people know that he's in discomfort or whatever with the situation. And going to a team like the Rockets, he can really reshape that team even before he retires and maybe get a championship with the Rockets. So I would say the Rockets won this trade 100%. Then a day later, my phone blows up. The Celtics get Anthony Simons and 2 future second-round picks in exchange just for Jrue Holiday. Wow. I will tell you this. I thought, the Celtics were going to trade Jrue Holiday, but not to the Trailblazers, and especially not for Anthony Simons. Now, I thought he was going to get traded to Dallas, and they would get some decent players over there. No, not at all. They ended up just trading Jrue Holiday for Anthony Simons. Now, I'm going to just go straight off the bat here. The Celtics won this trade. I mean, it's not even a question. Jrue Holiday, I think he's about 35 or 36 years old. He's exiting out of the league. He just won his last championship probably for his NBA career. And Anthony Simons is 26, averaging 19 points per game last year. It is undoubtedly not a question in my head that the Celtics won this trade. Brad Stevens is a fucking mastermind. Don't know how he keeps doing this shit. I don't know how the fuck he keeps getting away with it, but damn it, he's fucking good, because getting Anthony Simons is a top tier steal for the Celtics. 26 years old, you're averaging 19 points per game. Your contract's not too bad. Celtics got a fucking steal in Anthony Simons. So yeah, obviously the Celtics won this trade. Not even a doubt in my head. Then a day later, you have the Jordan Poole trade where he goes to the Pelicans along with Sadiq Bey. And then the Pelicans traded CJ McCollum and Kelly Olynyk to the Wizards. Now, this trade was a little weird. 2 dog shit teams trading away decent players that could easily be used on playoff teams. Definitely a weird fucking trade for sure. See, I am a personal Jordan Poole fan, so seeing him get traded to the Pelicans out of all the fucking teams he could have been traded to kind of made me sad, because I'm like, now he's got to go to another sorry ass team where Zion doesn't even fucking play, and then everybody else is just pretty solid. You got to feel for Jordan Poole. But the Pelicans got Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey, and a 2025 second round pick, which is the 40th pick in the second round, or overall, And then the Wizards got CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, future second round picks, which is 2 of them. So who won this trade? I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of people are gonna disagree with me. I don't care. Who give a fuck? The Wizards won this trade. Easily. They have $100 million going into free agency next year alone. And they have guys like CJ McCollum, Chris Middleton, Kelly Olynyk now, and then Marcus Smart, and then Malcolm Brogdon, I believe, is also on that team. They have veteran top tier guys that have been to playoffs before. Chris Middleton is an NBA champion. And then, CJ McCollum's not bad. Of course, CJ McCollum's going to give you 20 every night, 100%. I mean, that team is pretty fucking good, I would say. The Wizards are actually a very underrated team. I know they got a bunch of unks on that team. Doesn't matter. They have a bunch of veteran guys with no egos. Like, CJ McCollum doesn't have a fucking ego. Kelly Olynyk definitely doesn't have an ego. He's always taking the backseat role. Chris Middleton's kind of stepping down a little bit, so he's losing. He's never had an ego either. Marcus Smart has never had an ego. Well, he's had somewhat of an ego, but recently he doesn't have an ego. Malcolm Brogdon definitely doesn't have an ego. So all those guys on one team could be a veteran team that could make like the 9th seed or the 10th seed of the play-in and try to make the playoffs. I would say the Wizards won this trade. I wouldn't say 100% because Jordan Poole and the Pelicans could also be a pretty solid play-in team. But at the same time, they're young. Zion doesn't play a lot. And Trey Murphy, he might just get put on the trade block. And Herbert Jones is not going to give you 20 every night. So we'll see, but I would say for now the Wizards do win this trade. Now another day later, June 24th, my phone blows up once again. Kristaps Porzingis has been traded to the Atlanta Hawks for a second round pick and himself to the Hawks. I mean, that alone, they won the trade. I mean, I'm not saying Kristaps Porzingis is a fucking top tier center. He's going to go crazy with the Hawks, but the Celtics got Georges Niang and a second round pick, and the Nets got Terrence Mann and a 2025 first round pick, which is the 22nd. Now you could argue and say the Nets won this trade because they got Terrence Mann, a role player. He's always been somewhat consistent off the bench, and they also got a first round pick for this year and the 22nd pick. I understand, but what Kristaps Porzingis could bring to this team could honestly be pretty solid for Trae Young and Jalen Johnson. That it low-key does bring them some help. And I know the Celtics got rid of some cap space, but getting Georges Niang, he's not bad, but he's not going to be someone that's going to go nuts for them. So immediately, 110,000%, the Hawks win this trade, just alone on the potential that they could have for the team, just because Kristaps Porzingis, along with Trae Young, Jalen Johnson, Onyeka Okongwu, and then, Clint Capella, who I think it might be a free agent, or if he isn't, they're just going to trade his ass anyways. So yeah, and Zachary Ricochet, and Dyson Daniels. I mean, that the Hawks could easily be a top 8 team, or actually top 5 team, because most of the East is hurt next year. I mean, Damian Lillard's still recovering from Achilles, Jason Tatum recovering Achilles, Tyrese Halliburton Achilles. The Achilles monster is out here just taking players' names and just throwing their careers away. So yeah, I would say the Hawks win this trade. Now we're at this point in the video where I am going to be watching the draft tonight. I'm going to be watching this the whole time, just making sure there's no trades happening. I do want to get my reaction if there's any trades that do happen. So this should be very fucking interesting, because I know this is going to be a long ass event, probably like 3-hour event. So hopefully I have enough storage in my PC for this, but fuck it, we'll see what happens. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. I'm going to be recording this whole time, so we'll see what happens, I guess. I'll talk to you in a second. So we already got a trade, not a big one, don't really give a fuck. Pacers got the 38th overall pick in the second round, and then the Nets got a future second round pick and some cash. Nobody gives a fuck. Anyways, on to the next one, don't care. So we are actually in the 6th pick now, where the Wizards are picking. There have been no trades whatsoever. I'm about to just say fuck it and give up at this point, because like, I doubt any trades are going to happen. I don't think the Wizards are going to trade their pick. I don't think New Orleans is going to trade their pick. And I don't think Brooklyn's going to trade their pick. But, yeah, I think we're about 30 minutes into the draft, 20 minutes into the draft already. And no trades have happened except for the Pacers one that happened way earlier. And that wasn't even anything crazy. So, yeah, we're still waiting. So, I don't know if I'll keep this video going much longer. I might do an outro here in a minute.
They look like, I mean, it just looks chaotic right now, and I don't like it one bit.
And I'll tell you what, Kevin, you're not exaggerating the opportunity that exists.
Well, so first things first, I want to talk about the draft. The draft went really well. The funny part about this whole ordeal, because this is the outro, this is where I'm going to end the video. The funny thing about this whole video is, so I recorded 3 hours of myself watching the entire draft. I'm not going to obviously post the full 3 hours. Obviously, I'm going to condense the whole thing into one little video. But my God, no trades happened whatsoever. Like, there was like a bunch of blockbuster trades, and like, I don't even know how to explain it. There was a bunch of blockbuster trades leading up to today. And when today hit, Mark Williams was the only big trade that happened. It was mostly just picks, which doesn't like, it makes sense because it's a draft day. It's not like a free agency off season or some shit. It's a draft day, so a lot of picks are going to be traded. But my God, there was like rumors going around that Jaylen Brown was going to get traded for a draft picks and stuff like that. Like the Spurs were going to try to get him and all this other shit. And then like today hit and nothing happened. So Mark Williams was the only big trade. Honestly, nobody else was really like notable. It was just like picks, and then like actually like the draftees getting traded to like different teams and stuff. So it was a lot of mix and match shit going on. So like I said, it was like a 3-hour video of me just like sitting here in my chair, just like watching these draft picks go by, and I'm just like, there's like nothing going on.
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Now, as you can tell by the video, I'm fucking like exhausted. I'm still exhausted, by the way. I'm tired of shit, and it's already almost 10 o'clock p.m. So I'm tired of shit. I got work tomorrow, so editing right now is gonna be a bitch for sure. I already know, but hopefully I can get it done. But hopefully I can get this video up tomorrow. That'd be a blessing in disguise, because I know that NBA draft is gonna be trending for a little minute, obviously because the Cooper flag and everything. So maybe in one of these days out of the week, I'll go over the draft picks and give my grades for the first round. Maybe not the second round, because second round matters, but it doesn't matter that much to me. I would say first round is very intriguing because a lot of the players that got drafted in the first round, there was a lot of like holy shit moments, like damn, like this guy really just got picked this high. So yeah, like I said, this video was like kind of weird, but I'm kind of glad I got it done. Thankfully, I'm so fucking tired right now. Like I really want to go to sleep. I really want to get this video edited and get it sent out for tomorrow and stuff. So like I said, today's the 25th. It's 9 p.m. God and Jesus, watch over me, please, like you always do. Please, because I'm so tired right now. I'm so tired, but you know, Jesus gives me strength, so push through for him. But like I said, hopefully this video won't be too long. It's definitely gonna be a long video for sure. It's probably gonna be like a 30-minute video, so yeah, good luck to me, I guess. So but I just want to thank y'all for watching this video. I appreciate y'all so much. I had another video in the works that I was gonna like post, but I'm probably not gonna post it. I had like a 40-minute recording session and I was gonna edit it, but it was more me just like ranting about a certain player. I might drop it, I don't know, maybe just kind of get like my video upload schedule like kind of up, but I'll probably do that, like a little like edit, like a quick little edit of that video, and then so on and so forth. So but like I said, thank y'all so much for watching this video. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, man. Subscribe to the channel, please. The KCP video went crazy. This Jericho Sims video is doing, you know, little numbers inch by inch, but that was just a fun little like video that I wanted to post because I know it's not like a trending topic, but just in case if I do somehow blow up one day or whatever, which it might not happen, but if it does happen, then people can go back and look at that video and be like, oh, well, there you go. That's where he started at. So but like I said, thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Subscribe, comment, like, and until next time, I'll see you on the flip side. Peace out, y'all.